Have you ever wondered how your data is protected from cyber threats? In this hyper-connected digital era, cybersecurity is no longer a luxury, but a necessity. As we navigate the vast online universe, our personal and professional data are continuously exposed to a myriad of cyber threats. Cybercriminals are always on the prowl, seeking to exploit any vulnerability they find. In this world where data is the new gold, protecting it is of utmost significance. This is where cybersecurity comes into play, serving as a shield against these online predators. At the heart of this defense system is a powerful tool known as the Intrusion Prevention System, or IPS. This ingenious tool is designed to detect and thwart potential threats before they wreak havoc in our digital lives. Think of cybersecurity as the lock on your front door and the IPS as the vigilant guard who never sleeps. Now, you might be asking, what is an intrusion prevention system? Simply put, an intrusion prevention system, or IPS, is a bodyguard for your data. Now, imagine this bodyguard is standing at the entrance of a grand mansion, which represents your system or network. This bodyguard's job is to keep an eye on everyone who wants to come in. Not just that, but they also decide who gets to enter and who doesn't. Sounds like a pretty important job, doesn't it? Well, that's exactly what an IPS does for your data. The intrusion prevention system works tirelessly round the clock, ensuring that your data remains safe from unwanted intrusions. Just like a real bodyguard would scrutinize everyone who tries to enter the mansion, the IPS monitors all network traffic, scrutinizing each data packet that tries to make its way into your system. But it doesn't stop there. Our bodyguard doesn't just monitor, it also has the power to stop any suspicious character from entering. Similarly, the IPS has the power to stop potential threats from infiltrating your system. When it identifies a data packet as a potential threat, it springs into action, blocking that packet from entering your system. So what constitutes a threat, you ask? Well, it could be anything from a hacker trying to gain unauthorized access, to a virus attempting to infect your system, to even a piece of spyware that's trying to steal your data. Whatever the threat may be, the IPS is always ready to swing into action and prevent any damage. But here's the thing. Our bodyguard needs to be smart. They need to know the difference between a welcome guest and an unwelcome intruder. They can't just stop everyone from entering, right? Similarly, an IPS needs to be intelligent. It needs to accurately identify threats without mistakenly blocking legitimate traffic. And that brings us to an interesting question. How does the IPS differentiate between a threat and a legitimate data packet? How does it know when to act and when to stand down? So how does an IPS know a threat when it sees one? That's where things get interesting. An IPS works a lot like a detective, always on the lookout for suspicious behavior. It's all about vigilance and quick action, and it does this through two primary methods. First, let's talk about predefined rules, or signatures. These are essentially the most wanted list of the cybersecurity world. Just as a detective might look for specific clues to solve a case, an IPS scans network traffic for these signatures. When it finds a match, it springs into action to block that specific threat. These signatures can be anything from known malware to suspicious IP addresses, and they're constantly updated to keep pace with the ever-evolving world of cyber threats. The second method is anomaly detection. Imagine a detective noticing an unusual pattern during an investigation, something that doesn't fit the norm. That's what an IPS does here. It builds a baseline of normal network behavior and then keeps an eye out for deviations from this norm. These deviations, or anomalies, could indicate a potential threat. When an anomaly is detected, the IPS raises an alarm and can take appropriate action to prevent an intrusion. These two methods work hand in hand, providing a comprehensive shield against both known and emergent threats. It's a constant game of cat and mouse, but with an IPS in place, you're always one step ahead. And just like that, an IPS keeps your data safe from cyber threats. So, in a nutshell, the intrusion prevention system is the vigilant guardian of your network. It tirelessly monitors and controls data access, ensuring that only legitimate traffic gets through. With its savvy threat identification methods, it can spot a potential cyber invader from a mile away. This system is a critical component of cybersecurity, standing as the first line of defense against digital intruders. With an intrusion prevention system, you can rest easy knowing your data is well guarded against cyber threats.